Okay, so let's go to the next level strategies for the 8 Sumo 2. Okay, so this could be used again, even though my slide is for NCLEX, this again could be used for NLE and or HAAD. Don't worry, kapag meron namang deviation from one concept or the other, I usually tell my viewers in this video, sinasabi ko kung if this is for HAAD or this is for NCLEX, or kung meron silang pinagkaiba or anything like that. So pag wala ako sinasabing ganon, usually pareho sila or pwede silang gamitin for everyone. Okay, don't get me wrong, wala ako sinasabi na pwede kang gumamit ng NCLEX materials for HAAD, because that is a no-no for me. Okay, so let's go with the strategies that we could use that. Okay, the first strategy that I'll tell you is more of a technique rather than a strategy. So this is what we call a cover-up strategy. So cover-up is, from the term itself, literally you cover up. Okay, so tatakpan mo yung choices, then titingin ka muna sa STEM. Ang nangyayari nito is nagkakaroon ka ng basic recall. So basic recall is very very important para bumilis ka. So dun sa mga nakikinig sa akin na computer based ang inyong exam, medyo mahirap gawin ang cover up kapag sa computer. So yung mga mag-NCLEX, mag-HAAD, okay, so medyo mahirap gawin yung cover up kasi alangan naman takpan mo yung monitor, no? Okay, baka sitahin ka ng proctor mo. Pero sa mga maglo-local boards, magsi-CGFNS or any paper-based examination, pwede ang cover up. So takpan mo literally takpan mo lang yung choices. So pag tinakpan mo ang choices mo dito, makikita mo sa STEM, simple lang. A method of contraceptive where the semen is ejaculated outside the vagina. Kahit wala pa yung choices, makakasagot ka na agad withdrawal. Okay? Now, ang importante tatandaan niya sa cover up is isa tong technique para bumilis ka sa pag-answer. Kasi katulad sa, I'll take for example the local board. In the local board, you will be given 2 hours to answer 100 items here in the Philippines. Okay, so 100 items for 2 hours. That is around 1.2 minutes per item. Kung kinover up mo tong question na to at lumabas to dun sa local board mo, automatic na kagad may 5-second question ka na nasagot mo. Ibig sabihin 5-second question is nasagot mo with more or less 5 seconds. So ibig sabihin yung 1.2 minutes mo hindi mo naubos, magagamit mo pa sa ibang mas mahirap na tanong. So yun dun sa mga nakikinig sa akin na medyo mabagal sumagot, huwag kayo mag-alala. Okay? Bibilis pa kayo. Tsaka usually sa review center naman, hindi ka naman binibigyan ng 2 hours para sagutan yung 100 items natin, unless pre-board na yan. Okay? Kasi ang review center medyo magaan yan mag-isip sila na sayang yung time. Of course, nagbabayad sila ng lecturer na per hour, tapos magpapa-exam lang yung lecturer ng 2 hours. So medyo mag-isip yan, not unless hindi nila binabayaran yung pag-administer na exam, which is sa mga lecturer medyo lugi sila doon, medyo lugi kami doon, pero kasi exam namin yun okay? Pero may mga centers ako nakikitang ganon pero tatandaan nyo ang concept ng cover up is para bumilis ka and para magamit mo muna yung basic recall. Kasi research shows na kapag nakikita mo yung buong question, na out-focus ka because of the choices. So ang gagawin mo muna is mag-focus ka lang muna sa STEM. So focus ka lang muna sa STEM. Tandaan nyo yun yun ang importanteng dapat maintindihan nyo sa concept ng cover up. Dapat focus ka lang sa STEM. Pag nakita mo situational yung STEM, ibaba mo kagad kamay mo, tingnan mo kagad yung choices mag-positive, negative kang agad. Pero hanggat objective yung tanong, useful ang cover up. So, huwag kayong matakot again, yung mga mabagal sumagot, okay lang yan, bibilis pa kayo. Ang main problema, totoo lang, I'm telling you, I know this from experience. Ang may problema is yung mga mabibilis na sumagot. Bakit? Kasi as you go on with your review, guys, bibilis pa kayo. So kung mabilis ka na sumagot, bibilis ka pa. Anong problem doon, Mr. Untalan? Kung mabilis akong sumagot, ang problem doon, tulad ng ibang bagay na mabilis ka rin magkamali. Pag nagkamali ka, masakit. Pag nagkamali ka, mabilis. Okay? I used to be like you. Masyado ako mabilis sumagot ng examinations. And then, anong sinabi sa akin ng dean ko? Okay, kasi guys, nung estudyante ko, lalo na sa review center, medyo competitive yung mga sa school namin eh. So, competitive kami. Pinapakita namin na nado-dominate namin yung review center. Okay? Which is wrong. I should know. Okay, I've done that before. Pero mali yun kasi dapat sa review, dapat nagkakaisa kayo dahil nasa isang review center kayo. Pero kami kasi nun, yung school namin, medyo gusto namin pakitang dominating factor kami dun sa review center. So kahit konti lang kami, ang dami ng ibang students, parang pinapakita namin dominating kami. So isa ako dun sa mga estudyante ganun. Ang task ko is matapos ng maaga sa lahat ng exams. Okay? So matapos ka ng maaga, tapos nagtap ka pa, mabigat na yon. Okay? So hindi naman ako lagi nagtatap. Kaya lang, yun nga, lagi ako natatapos ng maaga. Okay? Nung nalaman nun din namin yun, parang pinatawag niya ako, tapos sinabihan niya ako na if you want to be competitive in the right way. Although pumapasa ako dun sa mga exam, sabi niya, ang board examination, hindi yan pabilisan. Paramihan niya ng tamang sagot. Kaya ako naging student na kita before, tapos narinig mo sa akin yun. Yes, wisdom yun na pinasa sa akin ng din ko. So, because of this particular method na tinuturo ko sa inyo, guys, parang baka bumilis kayo sa pagsagot. Now, yun ang lagi ko sasabihin sa inyo, pag sa tingin mo masyado ka na mabilis sa pagsagot, i-tone down mo yung sarili mo. Ikaw yung mag-tone down ng sarili mo. Okay? Basta importante matapos mo 100 items in 2 hours. Yun ang lagi mong tatandaan. Kung hindi mo kayang gawin yun, well, problema yun kasi meron kang hindi masasagutan. Pero kung nakakaya mo nang gawin yon, kahit halimbawa 1 minute 1 hour 50 minutes bago mo matapos ang isang 200 items, ang isang 100 items, okay lang yon. At least pasok ka pa rin doon sa 2 hours. Kasi yun naman yun eh. Yun ang importante. Hindi mo kailangan maging sobra, hindi mo kailangan maging kulang. Kailangan enough ka. Okay? So, kung gusto nyo maging competitive, guys, mag-top kayo sa mga exams nyo. Mag-top kayo sa board exam. Of course, hindi na kasi ganun ka big deal kung nagtatop ka sa HAAD or nagtop ka sa NCLEX. Kasi guys, pass or fail lang naman usually ang pinapakita sa NCLEX eh. Tsaka sa HAAD, pass or fail lang. Walang, kaya pag meron nagsabi sa inyo top notcher siya sa NCLEX, top notcher siya sa HAAD, medyo hindi ko sinasabing hindi totoo medyo hindi, alam ko kasi hindi ganun ka big deal yun. Kasi pass or fail lang. Okay? Anyway, so that's the first strategy that I want to teach you today. It's none other than cover up. Okay? So let's go to the next strategy. Of course, umbrella effect is nandun na sa ating basic level. So balikan nyo si Itsumo 1. Now, anti-superlative strategy. Natatandaan nyo yung mga absolute words, every, none, always, do not, never, only. Kung mapapansin nyo, may all to kasi itong slide na to ay pang NCLEX. Pero sa local board, huwag nyo gagamitin ng all. Sa HAAD, pwede nyo gamitin ng all. Sa NCLEX, pwede nyo gamitin ng all. So, NCLEX HAAD. Pero pag local board, wag na wag nyo gagamitin ng all. Remember, kung napanood nyo yung Sumuan video ko, etong strategy na to, kapag nakita mo sila sa choices, ang ginagawa niya is ginagawa nilang negative ang choices. Yan ang anti-superlative strategy. Now, hindi ko ulitin yung lecture dito kasi sinabi ko na yon. Kaya nga tayo may video para maulit nyo yung video. Kayo na umulit doon. Okay? Ay papakilala ko yung kanyang kapatid. Kung eto ginagawa niyang negative ang choice, eto yung ginagawa niya man niyang positive ang choice. Yung modifier strategy. So, modifier. Makinig mabuti, mahina sa psych tsaka sa MS. Madalas to kasi sa psych tsaka sa MS. So, modifiers, ginagawa naman niyang positive. Opposite meaning from the absolutes. Okay? So, yan. Ito yung mga modifiers. Konti lang sila. Okay? Para lang ding absolute. Okay? Konti lang din naman ang absolute words. Pero, yan. Common yan. In general or generally, tend to be, seldom, usually, in most cases, sometimes, probably, maybe. Okay, so, pag naganap ka naman ng positive, as nakita ka ng modifier, usually, siya na yung tamang sagot. Try nyo to. Sige, pakisagutan. Ano sagot nyo? Look at the keyword. The keyword is most important. So, positive, negative, positive. Mayroon, no? Again, ang technique dito, hindi lang basta ginagawa niyang positive. Pag naghanap ka ng positive, yung may modifier, siya na yung tamang sagot. Okay? Let's try one more. How about this one? Psych. Can you answer this for me? What's your answer? Yung iba hindi na naghanap ng tamang sagot. Okay? Nakita na lang nila modifier. So, automatic nag-modifier na sila. So, in general, yeah. That's good. Yes, kaya, tatandaan nyo, kapatid to ni absolutes. Ang tawag ko dito sa strategies na to, isang set to sa tinatawag kong stepsisters. Okay? Stepsisters kasi isa ka sa kanila good, isa sa kanila bad. Okay? So, common scenario yun, di ba? Sa Cinderella, evil stepsisters. Okay? So, ito kasi, tingnan nyo. Ito, anti-superlatives. Kaya ako tinatawag siyang bad. Hindi naman talaga literally bad. Kasi, kaya lang siya bad. Kasi negative siya. Nini-negative niya yung choice. Ito naman, modifier. Kaya siya yung good side. Kasi, anong ginagawa niya? Ginagawa niyang positive or ginagawa niyang tamang sagot. Okay? Kaya, stepsister sa tawag sa kanila. May isa pang stepsister. Kung natatandaan nyo si similar option strategy. Remember, two choices that are basically saying the same thing. Okay? For example, a very good example here is tachycardia and a rapid pulse rate. Okay, halimbawa A, tachycardia. B, a rapid pulse rate. So, you cannot answer one without answering the other. I will not, again, hindi ko na ito masyado pagtutunan ng pansin dahil sinabi ko na ito sa Itsumuan. Okay? So, pag nakita ka ng dalawang choices na pareho lang ang sinasabi, you eliminate both of them. Okay? Ito yung good side, ito yung good stepsister, ito yung bad. Kasi siya naman yung negative. Again, ito naman, contrasting option strategy. So, ito, nakakita ka ng dalawang choices na kabaliktaran ng isa't isa. Halimbawa, letter A, hyperkalemia. Letter B, hypokalemia. Letter A, black. Letter B, white. Okay? Increase, decrease. So, eto naman ang strategy doon. Isa sa kanila, usually, tama. Okay? So, isa sa kanila, usually, tama. Medyo, siguro natatawa kayo, yung mga umanswer sa Itsumo 2. Okay? So, sige, try natin to. Okay, yan. Among the following signs, what can you suspect to find in a person with shock? So, of course, kung alam mo ang shock triad, tapos kagad to, tama? Pero kung hindi mo alam ang shock triad, ayan, meron ka na. So, contrasting. Remember my symbol for the similar options? Like this. So, pag ginanito na Mr. Untalan, you burn both of them. Pero pag gumanito si Mr. Untalan, ito naman si contrasting option. Okay? One of them is usually correct. So, is it the hypo or the hyper? Pwede mong gamitin din similar option kasi naka-hyper to, naka-elevate to. Yan. So, can eliminate them. Since eliminated na lahat, the only possible answer is number 2. Tandaan nyo guys ha, ano ba ang shock triad? Since lahat ng shock, pag sinabi mong shock triad, ito yung 3 vital signs na makikita mo sa lahat ng klaseng shock. Okay? So, dahil bumagsak si blood pressure, ang gagawin ng heart is mag-compensate. So, i-increase si pulse rate. Okay? Dahil nagpa-pump si heart ng mabilis, kailangan niya ng maraming oxygen. So, anong gagawin? Makiki-compensate si lungs. So, ito yung tinatawag na shock triad. Okay? Now, kung alam mo shock triad, out of topic to, no? Pero, sabihin ko na rin, baka sakaling makatulong sa inyo. Okay? Kung alam mo shock triad, dapat alam mo na rin ang Cushing's triad. Bakit? Kasi, when you say Cushing's triad, all you have to do is baliktarin ang shock triad. So, for Cushing's disease, it's increased BP, it's decreased pulse rate, it's decreased RR. Hyper brady. Ang shock naman, hypotachy-tachy. Okay? Now, ang tanong ko, anong temperature na may shock? Bakit hindi pwedeng sagutan 1? Okay, so most shocks, halos lahat, shock temperature is pababa. Pero except for one type of shock. And what is that shock? Na mataas ang temperature? Very good. It's none other than septic shock. Kasi since may infection, tataas ang temperature. Okay, so that is your strategy. Again contrasting option. Kapag nakita ang dalawang choices na magkaiba sinasabi, opposite of one another, usually one of them is correct. Kapatid siya ni similar option, kapag nakita ng dalawang choices na pareho lang ang sinasabi, you burn or you eliminate both of them. Okay, so those are the strategies. So, same word or phrase, alam nyo na yan. Therapeutic communication, just use the 3 things that I told you. You seem anxious, would you like to talk about it? Tell me more. I'll sit with you for a while. Those are the therapeutic communication techniques that you should know. Okay? Sige, now, I'll teach you some guessing techniques also. So, guessing techniques para kahit na anong mangyari pa sa examination nyo, okay, at least kaya niya pa rin siya sagutan. Halimbawa, pumalya na yung knowledge, pumalya pa yung strategies, so I'll teach you how to guess logically. Kapag nakakita kayo ng tanong sa kahit na ano exam, ang unang-una nyo gagawin, mag-isip kayo. Yes, knowledge is your number 1 weapon. Balikan nyo yung Itsumo 1. Okay? Balikan nyo yung kwento ng dragon at ng toothpick. Yun yun. Knowledge is your number 1 weapon. Kaya lang ang problema, sumabla yung knowledge mo. Bakit? Hindi enough knowledge mo. first time mo na encounter, gamitin mo na yung tinatawag nating test-taking strategies. Ang problema, sablay pa rin ang test-taking strategies. Kasi, halimbawa, computation yung tanong, tapos hindi mo alam yung formula, sasablay talaga yung test-taking strategy mo. Okay? Yes, or first time mo narinig yung tanong, or talagang tricky yung question. So, anong gagawin mo? Okay, so sablay si knowledge, sablay si test-taking. Automatic, you go with guessing technique. Now, even in guessing, guys, tatandaan nyo, may technique. Hindi yan basta nang hula ka lang o nagmi-mini-mini-mime mo ka. Huwag kayo magmi-mini-mime mo ka. Parang ano yun parang pag-answer lang yun ng letter C. Tingnan nyo. Okay, tingin sa slide. Mini-mini-mime mo. Letter C or number 3. Mini-mini-mime mo. Ganun pa rin. Anong answer sa mga to? Ganun. Okay, tsaka utang na loob yung ballpen na binabagsak. Alam niyo yun, yung itataas mo yung ballpen mo tapos babagsak mo kung sino yung sagot, yun ay sasagot mo. Ang lalaki na natin, ha? Hindi na tayo mga bata. Huwag na kayong maggaganon, ha? Kasi no yun. Okay? So, merong mga tinatawag na logical guessing. So, ano yung logical guessing? Okay? So, tuturuan ko kayo ngayon mag-guess. Tatandaan nyo ayokong tinuturo to kasi strategist ako Okay? Kung na-meet nyo na ako personally, alam nyo na si Mr. Ontalan, strategist ang tinuturo niyan. Okay? Ayaw niya na nanguhula. Pero kung manghuhula, tuturuan ko pa rin kayo. Okay? Kesa naman kung ano gawin nyo, no? Okay, so better na turuan ko na kayo ng how to guess logically. Pero tandaan nyo, last resort. Kumbaga, worst case scenario nyo to gagawin. Hindi ito mauuna bago ang knowledge, hindi ito mauuna bago ang test-taking techniques. Kasi ang test-taking, scientific. Ang guessing, statistical. Okay, so ibig sabihin, mas mataas ang chances ng scientific basis kesa sa statistical basis lang. Okay, so first test-taking technique natin, first logical guessing natin. Ito, longest answer is the right answer, but not always. So, tatandaan nyo, kailan ba applicable ang long answer? Applicable ang long answers kapag ang tanong naghahanap ng explanation. Yan. Kaya yung mga hows, yung mga whys, that's the time that you answer a long answer. Okay? Now, sometimes it's not the longest, but it carries a lot of information. Paano mo malalaman, sir, kung yung mas maikli kesa dun sa pinakamahaba, maraming information? Ito yun. Hanapin mo ang mga ito. Okay? Una-una, comma. Pag ang isang sagot madaming commas, ibig sabihin marami siyang sinasabi. Okay? So halimbawa, choices mo 4, wala ka talagang may sagot. Based on your knowledge and your test-taking techniques, wala ka talagang may sagot. Pero nakikita mo isang choice, ang daming comma. Okay, automatic yun yung maraming information. Automatic yun yung tamang sagot. Again, based on logical guessing, not test-taking. Okay? Isa pa, etong mga words na to. And, or, but, if. And, or, but, if. Guys, effective na effective to. Kapag naghahanap ng explanation, yung mga how questions, mga why questions, kasi, kung mapapansin nyo, ito yung mga explanatory words. You follow? They add this para magbigay ng explanation. Okay? For example, tinanong ka ng nanay mo. Sabi mo kagabi, may natulog ka dun sa bahay ng classmate mo. Natulog ka dun sa bahay ng classmate mo kasi meron kayong overnight study. Pero nung nilocator ko yung cellphone mo, nakita ko Malate. Nasa Malate ka. Sabi mo sa Quezon City kayo natulog. Bakit ganun yun? Anong hinihingi ng nanay nyo? Maikli o mahabang explanation? Most definitely ang hinihingi niya mahaba. Kaya magbibigay ka ng mahabang explanation. Ganun din sa concept na to. Can you follow? Kapag ang tanong naghahanap na explanation, hindi kailangan ganun kahaba. Pwedeng siya yung pinakamahaba, pwedeng hindi siya yung pinakamahaba, pero kailangan marami siyang information. And how will you know again kung maraming information? Hanapin niyo yung mga sinabi ko. Are we clear? Okay, so that's the first logical guessing. Again, paulit-ulit, marindi kayo sa akin, pero paulit-ulit ko sasabihin to sa inyo, ang logical guessing, gagamitin mo after test taking, not before knowledge or before test taking. Okay? Last to. Okay, next. Number fever. Okay, so number fever. Weakness to ng mga gumagawa ng tanong na tamad maggumawa ng ibang numbers. Okay? For example, A is 5, B is 10, C is 15, D is 20. For sure, na-encounter nyo na to technique na to. Actually, hindi to technique. Like I've said, this is a guessing technique. I mean, this is not a test-taking technique, but rather, this is a guessing technique. This is a technique, kaya lang, it's guessing. Okay? So, as much as possible, I don't like to guess. So, ang number fever, halimbawa, computation, eto ang mga sagot. Guys, kapag computation, una mong gagawin, isipin mo mabuti. Isipin mo mabuti kung ano yung tamang sagot. Ang problema, inisip mo, hindi mo maisip kung paano i-compute. Next mong gawin, ganito. Sa lahat halos ng exams natin, foreign or local, allowed tayo magdala ng calculator or provided ng testing area yung calculator. Okay, so ganito gagawin mo. Kunin mo ang given and then mag-perform ka ng trial and error. Tatandaan nyo, your examination is still multiple choice. Anong advantage natin kapag multiple choice? Yung sagot nandun na. Okay, so perform trial and error. Okay, sablay pa rin, wala pa rin. Halimbawa, change centigrade to Fahrenheit. Madali lang yun kung alam mo kung paano mag-convert ng centigrade to Fahrenheit. Ang problema, hindi ka marunong. Ganito ngayon gagawin mo. Eliminate mo, tingin ka sa choices. Eliminate mo yung highest choice and yung lowest choice. Okay? Now, between the two, anong sagot? Ikaw na yung bahala. Yan lang ang masasabi ko. Hanggang dyan lang ako. Kasi, pag sinabi ko sa'yo, isagot mo yung mas mataas o isagot mo yung mas mababa, baka gawin mo ng gawin, tapos mali ka ng mali. Tandaan nyo, guessing to. At least, binawasan ko na yung choices mo. As far as I'm concerned, hanggang ngayon, useful pa rin ang number fever. Kasi, weakness pa rin to ng mga tamad mag-isip ng ibang numbers. Okay? Hindi kasi guys, I don't know if anybody of you here listening to me nakapag-take ng UPCAT, the examination for the entrance examination for the University of the Philippines. Okay? So, pag nag-take kayo ng UPCAT, guys, alam niyo tong concept na to. Siguro kung nakapag-take ka tas feeling bumagsak ka pero feeling mo madali lang naman ang UPCAT, alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi sa UPCAT, kapag halimbawa, kinuha mo yung variables. Halimbawa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hindi mo alam yung tamang procedure or tamang formula para masagot. Okay? Ang ginawa mo, nag-trial and error ka. Either in-add mo tong mga to or minultiply mo with one another. Makikita mo, lalabas yung sagot. Merong sagot na doon sa actual na kinompute mo, lumabas yung tamang sagot doon. Kaya ang gagawin mo, bibilugan mo yung tamang sagot sa upkat. Okay? Or sasagot mo yung tamang sagot. The thing about it is that is the problem. Because that particular examination is made so well na pati yung mga trial and error mo sagot, ginawa nila ng choice. Ibig sabihin, pag in-add mo yung dalawang variable, lalabas ang A. Example lang to pag minultiply mo, lalabas ang B. Pag dinivide mo, lalabas ang C. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mo talagang alam yung tamang formula. Kaya ang daming bumabagsak sa upkat, lalong-lalo na sa mathematics and science category nila. Kasi alam nila kung paano magpabagsak ng students. Ganun, yun guys Kapag alam mo ang technique sa paggawa ng exam, alam mo rin kung paano nag-iisip yung nag-exam. Kaya ito yung number fever. Tandaan nyo pwede lang to sa whole numbers. Hindi to pwede sa ranges. Okay? Kasi yung kanina sa Itsumo 2, ang question natin is a range. Okay, so sige, let's continue. Basic logic. Ano ibig sabihin ng basic logic? Basic logic is isasagot mo yung pinaka-logical na answer. Sometimes mamamali ka. Sometimes lang yun. Ibig sabihin, minsan ang sagot hindi logical. Minsan ang sagot parang hindi yun yung dapat talaga lumabas na sagot feeling mo. May mga ganong concepts pagdating sa examination. Pero, pinakamadalas pa rin ang sagot logical. Okay, follow? Okay. Sige, next. All of the above. Of course, please do a review of the modification video para makita nyo yung all of the above and how I deal with all of the above. Positive, negative lang yan. Pero kung talagang hindi mo na alam, for example, letter A say question mark for you. Okay. Letter B is another question mark. Letter C is another question mark. Letter D is all of the above. Well, select all of the above ka na dyan. Wala ka nang magagawa. Okay, yes. And then of course, we have a touch of range. Sa Itsumo 2, meron ito. Okay. Now, I like this one kasi gusto ko nga itong gawing test-taking technique kasi very, very useful siya. Okay? Pero, as of now, nilagay ko lang siya sa guessing techniques ko kasi hindi pa enough yung research ko sa kanya para gawin siyang test-taking techniques. Kasi guys, kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga test-taking techniques ko sa Itsumo 1, makikita nyo sa kahit na sinong libro. Pero sa Itsumo 2, okay, parang iba na siya. Kasi, some of these guys, ako na nag-develop. Okay, so a touch of range. Paano yan? Okay, so for example, letter A is 1 to 2, B 2 to 4, C 5 to 8, D 5 to 9. So lahat ng sagot range. Again so how do you answer this? Kabaliktaran to ng number fever. Sa number fever, you eliminate the highest and you eliminate the lowest. Sa touch of range, you get the highest number and you get the lowest number and then you eliminate the rest. Now, sir, alin dyan sa dalawang yan? Well, ayan, ang rule. Go for the wider range. So, mas malaki yung range, mas maganda. Bakit? Kasi, guys, ano ba purpose ng range? Ang purpose ng range is to include something inside. Ang purpose ng range is to include something inside. So, 5 to 9 versus 5 to 8. So, anong mas maganda? 5 to 9 or 5 to 8? Pinakamaganda sagot is 5 to 9. Bakit? Kasi pasok doon ng 5 to 8. Parang umbrella siya nito. Nagets nyo? Yun. That's the reason there. Kaya, maganda ang wider range. Okay? So, the best answer here is letter D. Tinanong na dati sa board exam. Let me give you an example. Okay, tinanong dati sa board exam, what is the normal breathing pattern of an adult? Okay, letter A, 16 to 20, letter B, 12 to 20. Alam natin sa mas updated na libro kesa dun sa mga dating libro pa. Okay, sa mga dating libro, alam natin it's what? 16 or 12? It's dati 12 to 20. Pero ngayon, sa mga updated books, it's now 16 to 20. Pero kakatanong lang dati nun. Okay? What's the normal breathing pattern of an adult? Is it 12 to 20 or 16 to 20? The answer there is 12 to 20. Bakit? 12 to 20 kasi, guys, is sleeping RR. Okay? Is it normal to sleep? Yes. Pero talagang, kung titingnan mo yung tanong, pasok ang 16 to 20 sa 12 to 20. So, pag sinagot ko ang 12 to 20, parang ko rin sinagot ang alin? 16 to 20. Parang umbrella effect siya. Ang principle nun, ranging. Tandaan nyo ang purpose ng isang range is to include something inside. So, the wider the range, the better it is. Okay? And then, of course, last guessing technique for this particular video. Then, we'll answer the Itsumo to recycle through the test. Now, ano yung recycle through the test? Natatandaan mo nung bata ka pa tapos multiple choice yung exam. Tapos hindi ka makasagot. Tapos pagbaba mong konti, nakita mo yung kaninang choice umakyat na sa STEM. Yun yung recycle through the test. Okay? Ang ibig sabihin kasi, guys, tatandaan nyo palagi, kapag nasa STEM na ang isang concept, it's already a fact. And that's the thing about it. Ibig sabihin, since fact na siya, hindi na siya pwedeng magsinungaling. Kaya, kapag nakita mo na sinabi na ng STEM, fact na yun. Okay? So, you can use that for your advantage. Yun yung tatawag na recycle through the test. Okay? So, sige, let's answer the Itsumo 2. Damn! Okay, tingnan natin kung nakailan kayo. Okay? So, sige, let's answer Itsumo 2. And, guys, I want you to give me the strategy that you use. Okay? So, what's the answer for Itsumo 2 number 1? Okay, what's the answer here? Very good. The answer here is class. So, as you can see, medyo echo to ng Itsumo 1. I use the mirror words. Okay, so class letter A. Number 2. What's the answer here? Okay, so traffic is true when? What are you looking for? Positive or negative? Okay, as you can see, the answer here is letter B. Di lang dahil longest siya. Okay, as you can see, meron siyang comma, meron siyang or, may follow, sinasabing mas maraming information ang sinasabi ng letter B. So, nakadalawa na ba kayo? Let's go with number 3. The sigya frequently overflex the tres lumbicus. What's the answer here? So, do you know what's the answer? What are you looking for? Positive or negative? Positive. Look at that. See? They are all negatives except for letter C, because letter C has the usually, and since it's positive, the best answer is letter C. Okay, let's go. Number 4. Ito, medyo mahirap to. Actually, dinalian ko pa to eh. Kapag bumili kayo ng Nursing Board 101 ko, How to Pass the Board Exam, ang talagang question nito is A or AN. Ibig sabihin, may A, tsaka may AN. Okay? Some of you answered D. Nakuha nyo kasi it's AN. Tama? Okay. Pero tandaan nyo, hindi English examination ng exam nyo. So, pwedeng magkamali ang Board of Examinees sa paggawa nila ng grammatical errors. Okay? So, anong sagot dito? Tama kayo. The answer here is letter D, IGNO. But it's not for the reason of the an. Ang talagang reason yan is if you will look at number 7, kung mapapansin nyo kanina, sinabi ko sa inyo, if you want to go back to any other questions, you may. Okay? Basahin nyo mabuti ang number 7. The mintering function of the IGNO is most effectively carried out. Can you follow? Mintering function of the IGNO. Basahin mo number 4. Freebold-Breg will minter best with an. Okay, yan ang typical recycle. Ganyan na recycle, guys. Okay? Sige. Nasa acceptance na ba? Number 5. Among the reasons for the tristal dos are, basic logic to. Bakit? Ano hinahanap? Reasons. Hindi siya ganun kahaba. Alas magkakasing haba lang sila, kaya mahirap yun eh. Pero since hinanap niya reasons, you're looking for more than 1. Okay? Kita mo yung end? It only shows that this is more than 1. So basic logic, the answer here will be letter A. So as you can see, I am using knowledge, test taking, and guessing techniques simultaneously. Ganyan guys ang pag-answer ng exam. Hindi yan ay mag-test taking ako dito, ay mag-guessing ako dito, hindi. Kapag napag-aralan mo na lahat yan, sabay-sabay ang ginagamit, ha? Okay, so sabay-sabay silang lumalabas sa utak mo. Okay? Sige, let's go. Number 6. Which of the following is the present when trousers are being grooved? Okay, so para lang tong echo ng Itsumoan, yung mata. Ayan. So, bossed here, bossed there, bossed everywhere. Kaya, umbrella effect, letter B. Dahil ito na ang number 7. Ano sagot niyo dito? Ha? Okay, ano sagot? The answer here is letter C, Freebold-Breg. You know why? Why? Go back to number 4. The Freebold-Breg will minter best with an IGNO. Go to number 7. The mintering function of the IGNO is most effective when carried out in connection with the Freebold-Breg. That's the reason kung bakit siya yung sagot. Recycle siya. Tama ba kayo doon? Okay, let's go. Number 8. Sinagutan na natin to dun sa explanation ko kanina. Okay, so get the highest, get the lowest, eliminate the rest. Wider, the answer is letter B. Number 9. Ayan, anong kulay daw ng Itsumo? Is it the black or the white? Alam nyo na isa siya sa dalawang contrasting. So, contrasting, black or white. Huwag nyo kubanatan ng hindi kulay ang black and white, ha? Okay, yes. Black or white? Okay, it's none other than the white. Why? Go to number 10. Ayan o. White Itsumo. Go to number 9. Which color by the Itsumo? Okay. It's difficulty dithering with kana. What's the best explanation? Ang sagot natin sa number 10? Okay, the answer here is generally. So, kailan ba kayo? Bihira nakaka-perfect nito. Yung totoong pagsagot, ha? Bihira nakaka-perfect nito. So, I hope you understand well the Itsumo 2. And I hope this could be useful in your future examinations and in your review. God bless you all. If you have any questions, you just email me. Please visit my website. My website is over there. Okay, www.aroncointalan.com. Please email me. cyuntalan@yahoo.com, cyuntalan@gmail.com. You can also leave messages for me sa mga Facebook accounts ko. So, alam nyo na naman yun. So, just try to Google search me or Facebook search me. You can see my accounts. Okay? So, that's the Itsuma 2 for you guys. May it help you on your review and whatever examinations that you will be answering. God bless you all and hope to hear from you guys. Please message me and see you on the next video.